thought it might be kind of fun to get together and have a little tea time, coffee break, and just chit chat about some things that I may be thinking about, or maybe if we keep doing this, something you guys have commented on, and then we could talk about it. A lady I know here on YouTube, or I don't personally know her, but I know of her. I watch her videos, is Jennifer L. Scott, and she does like a tea time, and she'll read an article or something and then discuss it. And I always enjoy it. I actually really enjoy all of her videos. So if you're looking for a homemaker type of video person to follow or watch that's inspiring, follow Jennifer L. Scott. I will try and remember to link her channel down below. I love her videos, and she just seems to be such a sweet and kind person. I thought today we could talk about, or a little bit about, Harry and Meghan from the UK. I am sure you know who I'm talking about. Especially if you clicked on this video, I am sure you know of them and kind of everything there is going on around them. So I've been hesitant to say anything about them because I don't really like talking about people, especially not in a public setting like this, and especially not about people I don't even actually know. But Harry and Meghan have really put themselves out there in a lot of different ways, and so I feel like it's okay to probably talk about the things that they have already kind of put out and shared. So first off, I think, I actually feel kind of sorry for them. I really do. I know a lot of people probably would be like, what? But I do. I feel sorry for them. I feel like they have made some bad decisions, and instead of correcting those bad decisions. All right, sorry. My kids are being super loud and just noisy, and so hopefully this will help cut down on some of the sound because they don't understand quiet. Right. Anyway, I feel like they have made bad decisions, and then instead of maybe owning those bad decisions, or instead of trying to correct those bad decisions, they just made more bad decisions on top of those. It's just like every turn they come to, they take the wrong turn instead of the right turn. So I don't know. That's kind of why I feel sorry for them. I feel like they don't really want to be in the position that they have gotten themselves in, and I feel like they have no idea how to get out of it. So where I think it really all went wrong, and the first big mistake they made, is going public with all their issues. So there can be problems, there can be things that need fixing, there can be disputes, especially in your family or at your workplace. But once you go public and you post it out there for all to see, it doesn't really go away. And I don't feel like it helps anything. So if we look at the family side of things, I am sure you have had issues with your immediate family or in-laws, extended family. I'm sure at some point there has been something that came about that was an issue with your family. We all end up having issues with family, but we don't all get on television and tell everyone all our problems. And then the fact that the family is all well known just escalates it even more. So I just think that started them off in a bad way. And yeah, some people, were like, oh, sympathetic to them and like, oh, I feel so sorry for them. But a lot of people just got angry. And I just feel like that was really a bad way to try and deal with their problems that they were having. And then from there on, they've just continued down this path of sharing things that really should probably have been kept private. A lot of the things they share just are not needed to be known by the rest of us. So yeah, I don't know. I feel sorry for them. I don't really know how they could fix the problem from this point on, other than maybe just, going public one more time and being like, hey, we have overshared and just not really been very kind to everyone involved in this by oversharing, and we're sorry. Because it really doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. it's just not nice to share everything like that in such a big and open way. And I'm not really sure what they hope to gain by it. I don't really understand that either. But I think it's really sad because I feel like they're missing out on an opportunity to know their family and for their kids to know their family. And once you build walls that are that big and that complicated and that hurtful, it's really hard to take them back down. So I think the whole situation is just kind of sad. And I hope one day they can find a way to all kind of fix the issue and everyone apologize and go on and just be happy. But it seems to be going worse and not better. So I'm not sure. Now, on a more political side of it, and I don't know what the word would be, I guess mostly just political. I don't know. So the whole trying to sue the government because they want, I think they're suing the UK government for international protected person status. And I know a lot of Americans are probably like, what do we care? But it does affect us because if I understand right, if they were to receive that status, our tax money would actually be what has to pay for their security and things like that since they live here. And as an American, I don't really love that idea because we did not choose for them to live here. We did not elect them to be anybody of any importance to us. They are important to the UK, not America, and they chose to live here. So I don't feel like our tax money should go to them in any form or fashion because that is not what it's for. So things like that I find a little frustrating because I feel like they kind of want to be American royalty. And even though I love watching the royal family, I love things about the royal family and just kind of, looking into it all, I don't really want an American royal family. America has enough issues with our politics and everything going on. We don't need royals involved in it too. I think that would just complicate matters. So I don't really appreciate how they kind of want to just come in and be important to the states because they aren't. And yeah, we kind of left the UK many years ago, and yeah, we don't really want royalty anymore. That does not mean I hate them or dislike them. They are not supposed to be a political or any kind of a symbol for us. And I feel like if they were to get that status and they live here and they're using our tax money to pay for the things they do, like their protection and stuff, every time they leave the house, every time they go anywhere, our tax money is going to pay for it. In a way, that means they're representing us, and I don't like that. And you see people complain about the presidents when they go play golf because they're using Secret Service and it costs money. Well, same thing would be true then for Harry. If he goes and does anything, our tax money would be paying to watch his back. So it's a bit of a problem. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't want him to have what he needs or security or be taken care of, but I feel like if he wants a government to provide him with security, then he needs to go back to his own country and work for that country, and then his government can provide him with that. I don't feel like our government and our tax money, us, should have to pay for him to live here and do whatever he wants. I feel like we're kind of innocent bystanders and we're stuck in the middle of this. So yeah, I don't know. That really bothers me. What do you guys think though? Is that really a big deal or is it not? I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts. All right. So as far as Meghan goes, because I really kind of talked a little bit more about Harry, I don't really know a lot about her, and I get a lot of different vibes from her. I'm definitely not on the I hate her train that a lot of people are on. I do not think everything she wears looks hideous like a lot of people Sometimes I think she looks very nice. Sometimes I don't love what she's wearing, but I mean, you can say that about anyone. Sometimes people look great and sometimes we don't look so great. That's just the way it is. We all have our own tastes. She does like to push some ideas and narratives that I disagree with and I don't think she is right about. But if she really feels that way, fine, she can think what she wants. And she is an American citizen, so like you can't say she can't live here or anything. I mean, this is her country. I don't think she should have protection just like Harry, though, because she, in my opinion, is really no different than anyone else that's famous living in America. A lot of people in Hollywood are famous, and as far as I know, our government does not pay for any of their security if they even have security. And I really don't know that her and her kids are that much at risk any more than any other wealthy person, maybe. I know anyone that's a public figure or has a lot of money, there is some risk that comes along with that. But I feel like she's no different than the rest of those. So I don't feel like she should have special treatment, if that makes sense. She's the same as everyone else that's in similar situations as her. And Harry and Meghan actually are not the only royals that live here. There are some that live in Florida, I believe. And I don't think they even have security or anything. They just live normal lives and kind of fly under the radar. So it is possible. But yeah, I don't know with her. I feel like she sends mixed signals because, she says how she doesn't want all this publicity. That show that came out that was basically making fun of them, I've heard they didn't like. And you guys, I obviously do not know these people. So everything I know is kind of like you. I hear it on news. I read it in articles. I see other YouTubers talk about it. I have not actually sat down and talked with Harry and Meghan about anything because I do not know them. So just as a disclaimer, this is just all my thoughts and opinions on things that I see out there. I don't actually know anything. But, okay, anyway, so what I understood when they left the UK, which I did not even mind this, is they wanted a more private life. And, fine, if that's what you want. I really didn't care. And I really don't even care where they chose to move, as long as my tax money is not paying for it. But I do think it's odd that if they really wanted a more private lifestyle and a quiet life, why they would move where they did. Because I feel like instead they are like more in the spotlight now than they were when they lived in the UK. And it's really expensive. So like I had seen something about how they were struggling with money and complaining that they needed more money. But, he has a lot of money. Like, he got a big inheritance type of thing. So, I'm like, well, on that kind of money, if they had chosen to move somewhere else, like here in the Midwest, they could have bought, like, a nice big property with lots of land, a big house on lots of land. And honestly, people would probably not even known who they were. They could have moved here where I live, and I'm sure somebody would have recognized them, but I bet you 95% of the people around would not even know who they were unless they were told. I don't know if even I would have recognized them if I saw them both walking down the street, because the thought of, Prince Harry and his wife moving to my town would never have crossed my mind. So even if I thought they resembled them, that thought probably would not have clicked in my mind unless I knew they moved to a Midwest town, and then maybe I'd be like, oh. But even if people did recognize them, people here, they're not starstruck, in the Midwest. People are more like, oh yeah, it's them, whatever. And it's just like, whatever. So if they really wanted a private life and just to live like normal people, I really think they probably chose the wrong state. I don't feel like the wealthy, famous people in California live normal lives. So that's really not a normal life. But anyway, these are just my thoughts. and my takeaways. But overall, I do feel sorry for them. I feel sorry that they've gotten themselves in this weird predicament where, honestly, I feel like the whole world hates them except for maybe a few core followers that they have that probably would follow them no matter what happened. But yeah, so I don't know. What are your thoughts on Harry and Meghan? Do you think there's any hope for them to kind of be like, hey, yeah, we're sorry, let's start over? Or is it just done? I think if I were them, I would just say, okay, we're just going to disappear and move somewhere where no one knows us and not post anything. I wouldn't write any books or do any shows or do anything. I would just disappear. And you know how the world goes. Things would come and go. People would forget. And then maybe they could kind of start over in a couple of years. But I don't know. We'll see what they decide to do. If nothing else, watching this story unfold and the things they do and say, it's definitely been entertaining. So thank you for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.